It's Kindo, and today we're starting off the sound effects series with the Sid Fx Scratch. So really cool sound. Not the hardest sound. It's really not the hardest sound. It just takes a little bit of practice to get the breath control really down. But I'm super excited for this series. We're going to start with this one today. Like I said, it's not the hardest. I hope this helps you guys. Leave a comment if it helps. If you guys could take those extra little I don't even think it takes 5 seconds, but if you could just click that little subscribe button for me, that'd be awesome. I mean, you're on my page anyways, and you're trying to learn some beatbox. I have 2 new tutorials every single week for you guys, so might as well hit the subscribe button. But yeah, thank you guys if you do. And yeah, let's get into this tutorial. So Sid Fx Scratch, like I said, not the hardest sound. It's just, like I said, getting that, it's breath control. A lot of tricks with a lot of these sounds is breath control. Reason being is just airflow and controlling that airflow. So a lot of times I tell you guys when your lips are closed or any type of sound is closed, it's sometimes there's more pressure because less airflow and your lips are obviously closed, right? Like for example, lip oscillations. The lips are closed, not as much airflow. It's, you know what I mean? It's a little easier to do because it's not open. This sound, obviously, you see my face. Like, it's very open. Okay, so this one's going to take a lot of inhale. Okay, so be careful. I remember getting lightheaded a few times when I was practicing the sound. Don't fall over, don't pass out, hit a wall. Be careful, okay? But yeah, the best way, and I promise, I'm really not trying to just plug my tutorials, okay? But if you can, and if you have, we're good. We're going to start right now. But if you haven't, start with the click drag. If you don't know how to, it doesn't have to, you don't even have to change. If you can just get the, I need you to understand the pressure first of getting your tongue pushing and then breathing causing the pressure. I explained that a ton in the click drag tutorial, so I'm not trying to just plug myself for YouTube, but like seriously, if you guys could, if you haven't yet, go watch that tutorial because I don't want to just repeat myself, you know what I mean? But yeah, so if you do, or if you did go watch that tutorial, or if you already know this or whatever, and you were here, let's start. So click drags, right? We have that. It's the tongue, pressure, breathing in, and then boom, that causes the actual inhaled pressure in the sound. But the main thing is pushing on the roof of the mouth, right? This time it's a little different because like I told you, it's very open. You can hear that there's a there's a flappiness, right? Like you can hear it. So if you tighten, you're just gonna get a click drag. And you're gonna look silly doing it because it looks weird. Okay, so this one, I'm putting my tongue same spot like I do click drags. But instead of pushing so hard, don't get me wrong, I'm not moving my tongue. So I'm still, instead of pushing, I'm just placing. Okay, so I'm keeping it exactly where it's at, but not that much pressure. Okay, just keep it there. That's first step. Okay, second step, tuck this bottom lip in. Almost like if you can do the cherry scratch, like it's the same thing. How you tuck your lip. Same thing, but you're going to keep that tongue on the top of your mouth. So you're going to look a little silly right now. Here, 1 is putting the tongue on top. 2 is tucking the lips. So 1, 2. Okay? From there, relax your tongue. Like I said, you're pushing your tongue on the top. Place it there and just literally relax it as much as you can. That is your tongue is flapping. That's where that sound is coming from, okay? It's just the tip of your tongue going da 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 in the inside your mouth. Okay? So you need to, like I said, place your tongue just like a click drag. You're still applying pressure just a tad, okay? You're not click dragging and putting all the pressure, but you're still putting just a tad to get that, okay? And then tuck your lip. And you need to relax the tongue, okay? If that is a little too tricky, try to kind of change the options a bit, okay? So do the same thing, put your tongue on the top of your mouth, right? like a click drag, start with a click drag this time. And I know this sounds really weird, but if you can't figure out the way I just explained it, try this way. The reason why I'm teaching both, I've had beatbox students where that doesn't work. So when that started for me when I was teaching and that stopped working, I was like, I need to figure out something else. So I kind of figured out this variation too. If you just switch the steps, it kind of helps too. And if you get the sound and you just want to practice it more too, practicing both of these will help with your breathing and expanding your lungs. Just saying. But anyways, so I told you put your tongue on the top, put your lip in, and then breathe in, relax, and you get this. Okay? If you can't get that, that's fine. Do a click drag. As you do that, now keep it, if you listen close, the pressure, there's obviously this pressure because you have to do that to get the click drag. Okay? But I'm not, how to explain this? I'm not pushing as hard as I usually would, if that makes sense. Like if I just do a click drag, and it sounds louder, but it's really just more pressure. Right? When I'm doing this one, it's the same sound, but it's just relaxed version. So like you can almost hear it's a little airy, right? So you want it just where you can click drag, okay? Once you get that, hit it, and now tuck your lip. So, hear it? See what I'm, sorry, it takes a lot of air. See what I'm saying? How it's there. You just have to figure out that perfect tongue pressure with breath, okay? But that's why I kind of told you guys watch the click drag tutorial first, because that click drag really teaches you how to get that pressure on the roof of your mouth once you inhale. You know what I mean? So this one, like I said, it's really the same concept, same mouth position, everything. Or sorry, mouth position, same tongue position, I should say, as click drags. Just the lip, tucked in, and don't push. Just place and relax your tongue and... Okay? And like I said, if that one doesn't work, try click drags. And go into it. Okay? This will be very tricky. And at first, if you, at the very beginning, if your Sid Fx Scratch sounds like it's barely there, but you like think you kind of hear it rolling, and it's like that, that's fine. Because that's how mine was. When I first learned this sound, it took so much breathing in. I was like, oh my gosh. And I kept getting lightheaded, right? So like, when you work on this, at first, if it's very like, if it's very just, and you can't like, and hold, that's completely okay. That comes with time and that comes with practice, okay? And getting, like I told you at the beginning of the tutorial, I said the trickiest thing is getting this breath control down. That's the tricky part is, like I said, getting that breath control down. Getting the roll is not the hard part. Maintaining the roll, getting it consistent, getting it loud and nice, and that's the tricky part, okay? But that's your Sid Fx Scratch, okay? Now, these variations I kind of did that I showed you guys, these are easy. Once you figure this out, this is going to be a piece of cake, okay? So, once you can do a tongue twister, once you can do a Sid Fx Scratch and just, okay? Add your voice to it. So, yes, you're inhaling, so you're going to have to kind of, it's going to feel weird, and you may cough a little bit if you've never done this, but you're going to inwards. Like when I'm doing the, my voice is literally going, like it sounds weird, but I'm going inwards and then just rolling my tongue with it. Like, listen. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So it's not hard. You're literally just, you're already inhaling with the Sid Fx Scratch, right? You're already breathing in. Literally just add your voice to that. Just, even if it's a little high pitch, like, that's fine, because then you can do the high pitch version of the Sid Fx Scratch and, right? So there's two variations right there. You have the with your voice, and then you can do the high one and, okay? The last one that I have, which really, it's Sid Fx Scratch position with the same roll, but you're not going to hear the with it, is just adding inward bass. So once you can just add that to the Sid Fx Scratch. And if you can't inward bass, not to plug myself again, there's another tutorial on that one. That one was an intentional plug though, I'll be honest, I'm sorry. But but yeah, if you don't know inward bass, go check that out. But yeah, so just add inward bass. And sure, it doesn't give you the Sid Fx Scratch, but like, I mean, if you drop that on like if you hit that in a drop, that's just like insta stank face. Like you hit that, you're gonna leave everyone just like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's kind of cool. That's the only reason why I do it kind of in that position, because it sounds way different than. You see, you hear how much deeper it is, and I'm not like, watch, I'm doing the same thing, like. It's just the mouth position, and that's me not like, that's me not even pushing it. So I can like you can get this one low if you just with the Sid Fx Scratch. Super random, but since we're talking about inward bass, you also can like tuck your lip without the Sid Fx Scratch, and it's kind of a different, instead of just like everyone does, or instead of that, you can. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a different mouth position you can do. Just saying. The Sid Fx Scratch, that mouth position, you can do with a couple things. You can do a couple different. Just experiment with it. It's a really interesting mouth position. It feels kind of weird at first. You can another random thing with that same thing. That's how Reaps kind of he kind of gets that tone to his bass. I mean, his is obviously super electronic and developed, but that you'll see he tucks his lip a lot. That's another this thing. You can do so much with this tucked lip Sid Fx Scratch mouth position thing. Okay, but yeah, that is the Sid Fx Scratch. Sid Fx Scratch with vocals, which does take just a little bit more air, but not too hard. And then the inward bass version is going to be a lot of air, but I think once you get that main technique of the, and you can just hit the Sid Fx Scratch, I'm pretty sure all these are going to come with these, because most of my beatbox students, like, I will do them for them, and once they figured out the Sid Fx Scratch, I never even had to explain, like, this is how you add your voice. Like, they just were doing it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's the first sound effects series of the whole series. And this is only the first one, guys. There's so much to come out. I'm super excited. There's, let's see, that was Sid Fx Scratch. We have hi-hat runs, like all that stuff, because a lot of you guys have been asking me about that. Duck hi-hats. Lip rolls. Finally, we're going to be getting into... we're going to be getting into all the lip rolls, all the zippers. One, tooth, both, doubles. I'm going to be getting into so much hand sounds. There's so many sound effects that we're going to be doing in this series. But yeah, it's going to be super fun. Stay updated to it. If you guys haven't, like I said earlier, subscribe to my channel. That's how you guys will see all these new sound effects coming out. Hope this helped. Leave a comment if it did. And I will see you guys. Actually, I was going to say I'll see you guys for the next tutorial. I'll see you guys tomorrow because I have a huge announcement coming out tomorrow on Friday. Stay tuned. Check it out. I messed up that last stay tuned. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.